Hello, everyone. So, this is going to be kind of an experiment. This is going to be the purest, um, I don't know, video, I guess. This is going to be an experiment about purity of expression, both purity of expression and resonance. And why is this important, especially for resonance? Because I'm going to try to film something that I shouldn't really have to explain to you. I'm not really aware of where this is going to go. I'm not really too sure what I'm going to talk about, but I'm going to try and find out how relevant my words are compared to the message that they actually carry. So I don't necessarily know where I'm getting to with anything, to be honest. It's kind of a leap of faith. I'm not gonna use tags either. I might use tags later on, but I'm trying to figure out how much of this algorithm is able to piece together. Because in recent weeks, I've kind of been playing with the algorithm, and obviously, this is AI, if I'm not mistaken. It's just, it's kind of automatic, it's just, it works, I guess. But it's true that the precision, I've experienced in recent times with the algorithm and with the content that I've been exposed to, especially from smaller content creators. It's been, I've always been in a position where you find yourself watching like tarot tarot reading videos and to a certain amount, to a certain extent, sorry, you could attribute to the appeal of these videos to the fact that you are willing to let yourself, you're willing to be convinced like from the get-go. So it's kind of very easy to see the appeal of somebody telling you about how your month is going to look and what and kind of what themes, because it always depends on what you're sensitive to, what your attention is naturally gravitating towards. But I have to say, bro, like the stuff I've seen recently, and I'm talking like very, very small creators, and like the level of accuracy where it's like, since I've started kind of living more from the heart, resonance is kind of really important to me, and I I pay a lot of attention to it and I trust it. So I'm not, things are resonating with my entire being, not just my mind. I'm not necessarily having to convince myself of anything. If anything, actually, when I'm watching these videos, I'm sometimes starting to watch them being kind of a little doubtful, even. but not necessarily because I want to doubt. It's just like if I'm gonna have to filter through the lies and I'm using my heart as the compass, I'm using resonance as the compass, then I have to kind of place the truth and kind of my relationship to to the truth above the desire of being convinced. Matter of fact, I think the desire to be convinced shouldn't even want to come into play. I don't watch these videos like looking for, or maybe I do, but it's like I welcome the reassurance, but then I'm filtering through the lies in search of the truth. So I don't want comfortable lies. Like I'm way past the point of just looking for comfortable lies. So I have to use a compass that is not as easily fooled as my rational mind is, which is the heart, which is the feeling, which is when you actually learn to tap into it and tune into your heart, you realize that it's actually a very reliable compass. And it's like, yeah, I'm watching those things, these readings, and I'm listening, and I'm just wondering how much of it is part of kind of divine alignment. Was this always going to be the case? And I don't want to find myself in a situation where you have to mistake AI for the divine. And I'm being careful with that as well. So I make sure that most of my experience is about being present, that most of my experience is about engaging with life, not just being told about how I should engage and how happy and lucky I should feel that this time has come. Okay, well, let me find out in my day to day. Let me find out about it by engaging with my experience. So this kind of helped me keep a balance. It's really kind of helped me keep a balance. But these algorithm, bro, like that, these algorithms, they're getting crazy accurate, crazy precise. And I think it's a time where your algorithm at this point is kind of always going to be a reflection of your day to day, your state of consciousness, what you like to tune into. If you like to tune into alignment and being your most authentic self, truly engaging with life, then your algorithm is kind of it kind of helps you fuel this in a way because your attention is centered on the same things that you're actually experimenting with in your day-to-day life. So if it's about, well, in my case, it's about longevity, it's about spirituality, it's about learning languages, it's about a lot of interesting things that I'm playing with in my own experience. But I make sure that kind of these things are fueling me more and not consuming me, you know, because I think like the opposite end of the spectrum is a really dangerous place to be right now, because pretty much whatever you're looking for, you're given, and you keep kind of fueling the machine with your attention, and it kind of rewards you with this illusion of engaging with life. It kind of provides you with the replacement, the easy way out every time, and not not letting you realize you actually have the power to make very difficult things look very easy. You have that power within yourself by fueling them the same level of attention that you're actually using. Not blaming you or anything, I'm saying these things are kind of built to kind of put you in this position, but at the same time it's important to be aware of what it's doing to you, because awareness is always kind of the first stage. It's kind of the first level of everything. You kind of have to be aware of these patterns if you are to break it. There's going to be a stage where you have to be conscious of, oh, okay, this is actually what, how much of a toll it's taking on me. What am I going to do about it? What is there for me to do about it? And sometimes it goes much, much deeper than you could have expected. So it's going to take a level of resilience, of compassion. You might not always have the right amount of support. And this is when you start looking within. And you start looking within, you get in touch with that power. And you start curating a bit more. You'll start kind of paying attention to beneficial patterns. We're at a stage now where the algorithm is kind of yeah, it's kind of a reflection of that. Because it's been like what? How long? How has it been? Like, I don't think people realize. I remember YouTube before we had the ads everywhere. Like, that's crazy. There used to be a time where you didn't have an ad on YouTube, bro. There used to be a time, and back then the algorithm were they weren't as precise, but they were still there. They were kind of training, and with attention, things tend to work exponentially. You might pay attention to something for a long time and not necessarily see the impact, and then it just like it clicks, and you have a good side to that and a bad side to that, because now you realize, oh, I'm actually hooked. Or maybe you don't kind of separate yourself from the habit, whatever it looks like. Me, for instance, like I've been smoking weed for like we're going on 10 years, 10 to 11 years. And it's like my relationship with it is it's kind of different now because I want to say I've become respectful of it, but at the same time, I know it so well and I know my beneficial patterns so well that I kind of use it to my benefit to the best of my ability. And it's kind of an excuse for me to keep it in my life the way I've done up to now. Because I like to optimize. I like to curate. I like to optimize. And I think the algorithm makes this very easy for you now today. Very easy. So it's important to realize that you really have a choice in the kind of content you're consuming. And I think it's more important than ever because all of the resources, everything you need, literally everything you need in terms of information, in terms of resources, it's available to you now. It is. It really is. It's given to you on a plate. And I want to talk about application, but even the steps you need to get from you having the information to you actually applying the information, they're given to you in this algorithm. Like you're gonna get there regardless. You are, because you're gonna start shifting. Hopefully you understand that. But yeah, full experiment. This is probably gonna be the start of something interesting. I hope so. Maybe in like 3 months I'll be very happy that I published this. I'm not going to upload everything I record, but I'm gonna try to keep kind of filming in this very pure expressive style, and hopefully someone picks up something useful along the way. It's chaos, but I think it's going to be chaos until it isn't. So let's see. Take care.